Hello YouTube, welcome back to my next video. We're here at the state park. Been off work for a week because of, if you watch the news, you know why. And we won't talk about that here. Controversial, I guess. So, I want to do a bag dump. I'm not camping tonight. I'd like to be camping tonight, but I kind of have to watch my money. Maybe I'll do one camping video a week while I'm off. This weekend, maybe I'll get this stuff out there and we'll go somewhere where it's free or cheap to camp. Actually cheaper than here because my local state park is like 20 bucks to camp because they only have electric, and then they're making you buy the campsite online, and that costs an extra $5 to do it online. So way to go, state of Indiana, for making us northernmost members of our state. Really inconvenient to camp, especially since outdoor activities are like one of the things that we're allowed to do, and you shut a lot of us off to it. So thank you, way to go, for that, not waiving that $5 fee and not having primitive campgrounds. Don't let me get going too far on this because you go 3 hours south, you can camp for free in the state forest anywhere you want, and there ought to be opportunities here if the state would allow camping, and like at Fish and Wildlife and other state properties, but they don't. They got a state park monopoly on campgrounds, and it's a huge money maker, and people don't show up when they reserve, and we just go on and on and on. So let's get into the bag dump here. So got my trekking poles. My tent in my bag today is a trekking pole tent, and so gotta have trekking poles, and these guys here are, I think I got them on Amazon, and they're a no name, like Newcastle Dura Aluminum 3 steps. So they're a no name China cheap trekking poles. No complaints about them. They work for me. There's no reason to go out and, at least in my opinion, to go out and spend $100 on trekking poles. So that's like the one thing. Don't buy your trekking poles at REI. Get everything else, but don't buy your trekking poles at REI. On the outside of the pack, we've got our sleeping bag here with this, which is a Thermalite Z-Lite. And I'll try not to crinkle because this is actually the second time I made this video. I went home and I filmed it with the lab mic, and I'm testing a different mic out, and I was doing nothing but crinkling. Mic issues will make videos unwatchable, and I'm barely watchable as it is. I'm self-aware, I know. So, hey, if you haven't liked or subscribed, it's a good time. So this bag here is my AliExpress bag that I'm testing out and I want to do a backpack trip and then do a review on the bag. But it has a sleeping bag compartment, but I'm not using it. It's just because it's annoying because it doesn't open up into the bag, and I'd rather not use it. So, top of the bag, let's open up the top here. I got my medicines, Band-Aids, a towel, patches for the blow-up sleeping pad. I do 2 sleeping pads because I like to get sleep. I think sleep's valuable, and I sleep better with 2. So that's some tissue paper, and the reason I can camp and backpack, the pee cup. We don't need to go into that too much, but that's definitely a must-have if you're over 40, I guess. So I got one snack up here. Now we have the lid here, and these guys aren't compression straps because you can see they don't hold. Sorry about that. They don't hold compression. That's one of the things that you're going to get if you decide to go down the $25 bag route. And this bag is not my only bag. This is just I want to see. I know I'm not in the frame, I'm sorry, but all right. I just want to see if the AliExpress bag is even usable. So the top of my bag, I have my electronic bag. So this is where the camera and SD cards, my battery charger for my cell phone, all that stuff lives in there. Let's keep that from going on there. And I kind of keep things in order of how I want to get it out of the bag at night. The next thing, and I'll try not to crinkle, is the ground sheet. I also have a rain jacket. Tent stakes. The tent. And the tent is another AliExpress one that I'm trying. It was a $40 trekking pole tent. It weighs about 2 pounds, a little more than 2 pounds, like 2.5 pounds. Let's put it at that. I'll have more details in future videos. I really want to get out this weekend in that tent because it's going to rain. You can't judge a tent unless you're in the rain. Quick disclaimer is like some of the stitching was kind of sketchy on it. The zippers are really sketchy, so I like preemptively seam sealed it, and I preemptively Scotch guarded it. And I know that's taboo in the tent review world. Like you have to go out and do your tent review like as it was sold, but you know, I don't want to get rained on. I'm not trusting of the seam seal or the Scotch guard that much anyway. So we'll see. And maybe I shouldn't backpack camp when I test this in the rain. Maybe I should do a camp garden where I can get to the car. So I got the Nature Hike bamboo sleeping pad here. I used that on Natchez Trace in my last video on one of the nights, and I slept like a baby. And I actually slept better than I have on my 2 or 3 occasions using my over $100 REI pad, which kind of, if this isn't a fluke, I'm going to take advantage of that 1-year return policy at REI and just get rid of that pad. If this $25 pad does the job, I'll get my $100 back or get something else. I mean, the only concern about this one, it seems really thin. Like the REI one does seem more durable, but I do have a patch kit now, so and as long as I keep pebbles off of it, we'll do good. So I got a cook kit here. I don't think that we need to take it apart. It's just one of those cheap BSR style stoves from Amazon. It's a titanium pot. I don't remember if I got it off of Ali or eBay, but it's came directly from China. A set of matches and a titanium spork that also was like a Ali/eBay type thing. Well, here's the stove. Here's the food bag. I keep my food in the op sack. We don't live in bear country here in Indiana, but we do live in raccoon and possum country. And if you don't keep the smell down, they'll be in your food. So in the op sack works pretty good just to make the food safe enough that it doesn't have to be hanged and kept out there. So I have some clothing. So I have an extra pair of wool socks and a pair of long underwear. This will change as the season changes, but we're still in the 30s at night here. This is just some sleeping clothes for being in the 30s. I got my pillows, and they're just Amazon cheap blow-up pillows. I got my Heat Seeker quilt. This is from the Hang Tight shop on Etsy. So this thing is came out of Grand Rapids. It was handmade, and it's not too expensive. They use, I believe, like 700 fill, so it's not like your real high-end quilts that are like 850, 900 fill, but it gets the job done. I've had this down solo down to 39 degrees, and I've not had any complaints. The website says it will go down to 20. I've had it colder, but you know, I just trust product specs, so I do keep a sleeping bag liner which adds like 20 degrees to your temperature, and I keep that just in case I get cold. I do have a water bottle. In the belt pockets, I have one pocket has a headlamp in it, and the other pocket I have snacks. That's my bag. I'll record myself repacking it and fast forward it and do all that fun stuff and put it in the video too, because a lot of people, including myself, are like, how do you pack everything into your bag and make it fit? And I found like less stuff sacks is better. That just put everything in loose, push it down, and you'll be good to go. Like stuff sacks make everything in like hard balls, and like it makes the bag uneven and less comfortable to carry. So I prefer to go without stuff sacks. So. stayed and watched this entire video, just, make sure that you share it, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And thank you for staying for the whole thing. And we'll see you in the next video.